Hey, Reddit. I am posting from a throwaway account because the legal side isn't fully closed yet. But my lawyer said I can share general details as long as I don't use real names or the state. Quick disclaimer. This isn't a story about revenge as a dish best served cold. It's a story about why I spent $5,000 on a security system and why it was the best investment of my life. The context. A bit of background. We divorced 4 years ago. We lived in a state where divorce laws work on a 50-50 split of community property principle, but my ex, let's call her Jessica, had a very aggressive lawyer. She didn't just leave. She took the house we were paying the mortgage on, the dog, which I bought as a puppy, and most of the furniture. I was left with credit card debt and an old Ford F-150. Why did we divorce? Classic got. She found true love, a fitness trainer from our gym. She was convinced that with the house and alimony she planned to wring out of me, they would have a fairy tale life. Spoiler, it didn't work out. A year later, she sold the house to invest in some essential oil pyramid scheme, went bust, and the trainer bailed when the money ran out. Fast forward to today. I work as a network engineer. I spent 2 years rebuilding my credit score. A year ago, I finally bought a house in a nice suburb. It is a gated community, quiet, peaceful. I don't talk to Jessica. I know through mutual friends that she lives in a cheap apartment complex on the other side of town and works as a waitress. I don't gloat. I just don't care. Or I didn't. 2 weeks ago, right before Christmas, I get a call. I didn't recognize the number. Thought it was Amazon delivery. Hello? Hi, Mark. It's Jessica. My stomach dropped. Not from feelings, but from the reflex of trouble is coming. Her voice sounded tired, without the usual arrogance. Listen, I know calling you is the last thing I should do, she began. But I'm desperate. My complex has wiring issues. The power's been out for 3 days straight. The heating barely works. The landlord says he'll only fix it after New Year's. I stayed silent. I was waiting for the catch. I heard from Mike, our mutual friend, that you're flying to Colorado to ski for a whole week. Suppose I am, I replied. I really was planning a trip to Aspen. Mark, please. Can I just stay at your place for a few days? Just for the holidays. I'll sleep on the couch. I just want to wash up in hot water and bring in the new year not wearing a jacket under a blanket. I won't bring anyone. I promise. Here is something you need to understand about the U.S. If you let someone into your house and they stay for a certain amount of time, they can claim squatter rights, tenancy rights, and evicting them takes months through the courts. I am not an idiot. Jessica, no, that's impossible. Get a motel. I don't have money for a motel, she snapped, then lowered her voice again. Mark, you know I'm neat. I'll water your plants. I'll feed the cat if needed. Just give me the code to the door. I'll leave an hour before you get back. I was about to hang up when she said something strange. Plus, you have that new big TV there. At least I can watch the ball drop on Times Square like a human. And your garage is heated, right? Hold on. How does she know about the TV? I didn't post photos of the interior on social media. Or the garage. The only option. She has been here. She has been stalking the house. This changed everything. If she was already here and looking around, a refusal wouldn't stop her. If I go to Colorado, she might try to break in. In this area, houses stand far apart. There are no fences. Breaking a window in the backyard is a matter of 2 seconds. So I decided, I am not flying to Colorado. But I won't tell her that. Fine, Jessica, I said, trying to sound worn down, as if she had pressured me into it. But only for 3 days, from December 30th to January 2nd. Oh God, thank you. You have no idea. I'll text you a temporary lock code. It will work on December 30th at 1200 hours. And I'll turn off the alarm remotely. Don't touch the panel on the wall. I canceled my tickets, Lost $200, but it was worth it. I booked a room at a cheap motel 15 miles from my house. I prepared the house. I put all documents, cash, and hard drives in a bank safety deposit box. But I left the electronics, game console, laptop, an old work one, and the expensive audio system. That was the bait. December 30th, Datat. I am sitting in a cheap motel, eating a taco from a fast food place, and watching a live stream from my cameras on my phone. My security system is serious. Cameras at the entrance, glass break sensors, and hidden internal cameras in the living room and garage that she doesn't know about. Exactly at 1400 hours, she was late. A vehicle pulls into my driveway. It's not her old sedan. A moving truck pulls up. Jessica gets out of the passenger seat. Some guy in a cap gets out of the driver's seat. They didn't bring bags with clothes. They opened the back doors of the van and took out furniture dollies. I took a sip of cola and dialed 911. Operator, I want to report a burglary in progress. I am the owner, watching them through cameras. So, recap of the situation. I am sitting in a cheap motel, chewing a cold taco and watching a live broadcast from my living room. My ex-wife Jessica and her new boyfriend, whom I am seeing for the first time in my life, just parked a huge moving truck in my driveway. I am on the line with the 911 dispatcher. Sir, patrol units will be at your location in 4 minutes. Are you in a safe place? Yes, I reply. I'm not in the house, but they are already inside. I switch to the living room camera. Jessica didn't take off her jacket. She didn't even take off her shoes, although she knows how I hate dirt on carpets. She walks around the room like she owns the place and points at things. Take the TV, and I'll pack the console and games. I hear her voice through the speaker. The sound is clear. Technology didn't let me down. The guy in the cab scratches the back of his head. He looks a bit confused. Listen, babe, are you sure this is okay? It looks like someone lives here. There is even unfinished coffee on the table. Don't be stupid, she barks. I told you this is my house. He just didn't give me the keys after court. Take everything that fits. We have to be done by evening. They start working. The guy grabs my 65-inch plasma ... He yanks it so hard I'm afraid he'll rip the mount out of the wall, along with a chunk of drywall. Jessica, meanwhile, sweeps my whiskey collection into a box. A bottle of expensive alcohol worth $300 flies in there like trash. My fists clench. But I wait. For the charges to be rock solid, they have to remove items from the house. This reclassifies the case from simple trespassing to full-blown burglary. They carry out the TV. Then they come back for the expensive audio system. Then the guy drags my favorite leather chair. Come on, I whisper. Earn yourself a criminal record. 7 minutes passed. I see through the street camera as 3 patrol cars roll up to the house. No sirens. No lights. This is the silent approach tactic so as not to spook the burglars. The police get out. Weapons drawn. 2 go to the truck, 2 more to the front door, which Jessica prudently left open to make it easier to carry out my property. On the video, I see the guy walking out of the house with my laptop in his hands. He looks up, sees 4 barrels pointed at him, and his face goes white as a sheet. Police! Drop it! Hands behind your head! A shout rings out. He drops the laptop. My heart skipped a beat, even though it's old, and falls face down in the grass. Jessica runs out to the noise with my game console under her arm. What is happening? She screams. This is my house. You have no right. The officer doesn't listen. Ma'am, put the items on the ground and turn around slowly. You don't understand. I live here. This is a misunderstanding. At that moment, my phone rings. It's the officer on the scene. Mr. Mark, we have detained 2 individuals on your property. The woman claims she is your wife and resides here. Officer, I say calmly. I have been divorced for 4 years. This woman does not reside here. Her name is not on the property deed, and I did not give permission to remove a single item. I gave her the door code only because she asked to stay the night due to a heating failure. The officer puts me on speakerphone. "Did you hear the owner, ma'am?" Jessica hears my voice and starts hysterics. "Mark, you promised. You set me up. You scumbag. Tell them this is all our joint property." And here enters her boyfriend, who is still lying nose deep in the lawn. "Officer, I didn't know anything," he yells. "She hired me." She showed me texts, said she was picking up her stuff from an ex. "I'm just a mover. I found the ad on Facebook." This was the best moment of the evening. Jessica froze. She realized her lover, or whoever he is, just sold her out completely to save his own skin. "You liar," she screams at him. "You suggested selling this all to a pawn shop yourself." "Excellent," the officer says. "You both have the right to remain silent. I suggest you use it." They stuff them into the cars. My stuff, a battered laptop and scratched TV, was logged by police as evidence. The truck was towed to an impound lot. I arrived home 2 hours later to give a statement and provide the camera footage. The police were delighted with the video quality. "Cinema in 4K, the sergeant joked. What do we have in the dry remainder? Jessica and her accomplice were charged with second-degree burglary. Since the value of the property they tried to remove exceeded $5,000, this is considered a serious crime, a felony. Jessica tried calling me from jail, begging me to drop the charges. She said it was a prank, that she just wanted to teach me a lesson. I didn't pick up. All communication is now handled by my lawyer. Her mom called me screaming that I'm ruining her daughter's life. I replied, "No, Linda. Your daughter ruined her life herself when she decided laws didn't apply to her. By the way, regarding the squatter rights I was so afraid of. Since she never stayed the night and immediately started removing items, the police qualified it as pure criminal activity, not a civil matter. She dug her own grave. I did go to Aspen eventually, albeit 2 days late. I am sitting by the fireplace, drinking coffee, and writing this post. The moral of this story is simple. If your ex, who took everything from you, suddenly calls before the holidays and asks for a favor, don't trust them. Or do, but install a dozen cameras first and make sure your popcorn is ready. Thanks for listening. Happy New Year to everyone. Except Jessica. She won't be having any luck for another 5 or 6 years.